that's what I believe. See his sunshine is all around us, and there are beautiful clouds where you are. That's how I know that these worries will not last. I can see you've been crying and staying wide awake, asking yourself why the journey is so tough. They say tough times never last, only tough people do. So don't stop believing, I know it's gonna be better. Say la, 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 ba-dum, ba-dum, boom, la, 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 ba-dum. Can't be loved by everybody, it's impossible, you know. And trust me, it's okay to let the toxic people go. Your peace within is more priceless than a pearl. You got to be happy, cause life's just way too short. Don't stress the little things, they will only waste your time. Just take it easy, easy like a nursery rhyme. And I'm singing, I know it's gonna be okay. So wanna see you smile today. Hey, you just gotta be happy, man. Good days, bad days, it's all part of life. But you must keep the groove on and enjoy every single day. I'm sure you've had some happy days before. So what makes you think you can't have more? Keep on fighting and you'll see. You will soon see rainbows. Hey, come on! La, 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 la. La, 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 la. Ba-dum, ba-dum, boom. La, 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 la. La, 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 la. Ba-dum, ba-dum, boom. La, 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 la. La, 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 la. Ba-dum, ba-dum, boom. La, 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 la. La, 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 la. Beautiful clouds, where you are, where you are. There are beautiful clouds, where you are, where you are. Oh, oh.
Eat and kitamino. Mosha swa. Obieni wa ye bieni wa yetuaka. Ni nyina e wokem. Se me wo faase a me hwe no. Otifie or cover city. Otifie sika ni ho a me de ma akwala ne de akọ. Enti ye besra aban. Si sika no. November. Na wo so no. Mo hwe. Ya hyehyɛ November ane yaye eti esra aban no ye sika no on fe ma yen esanse ye ni dwuma bia di o ye nkura na ase ya ye wo no ye dwuma ni koko na me anim ni aban dada wo free so no obeto ye koko mu e ma ye se dollar wo soro enso ni yetumi to niema e di ye ho ye ma school fees ni ye se ye nya ene mass prayer ni ye no ye nya biem ene wo koto aduro akobọ ukoko a baako 150 200 ene sika no aye di ne de ato aduro no ye nya ame ye koko no se akate no eseya na omo se koko no ti ye besra aban se won kai se yensu ye nipa omo te ho ana omo de omu didi enom yensu ye nya bi ane ye di anom ye ne ye ma ene ye wo faase nom ye sra omo kai se omo ade yen omo ba be dada yen wo beto obi to koko e ma ye 3100 Most of them 6,000, will be 7,000. Ye ni aje, am ya koto aba mamo. And cocoa, the price I'm with the toast on ever can hono, 500 cities, and I'm with the can, and I call 36,000. 3,600. And also, move to meet ya. Say, Modi, I see what say, other say, ye betty cocoa so, and I beto so. Me, your mamma to come in Kroma. One more, me bet two or more, young Papa Lawrence in more chum, or Mampanin Kufonum, Nanado, Atamelsonom, Cocoa beto sono. Ye see ya tico so down. It's one ye, no one tico no so. No more baby as Sicanishano, or more coffee as Sika Metiaka. Near ma, your fast near Nanamono, into me home school nibi. Na baby almost sano, almost so, your mano at me could do hobby. Now that's it, yes, you come up for. It's your best cinema. Mama ya John Mama, a said drink at here, Randy Abbey, or your sports minister. And now also now your cocoa board, chief executive. Oh, cocoa cry, wouldn't room, and one who cocoa, and ya do abetoso, and that baby a moody baby. T.S. Rawam, a monfy sika my aluni everywhere. But I said, no, Bayana, I bet me I and so I won't say a bay queer. I dash a dachi, I dash a madachi. Yamako school no mabefi, make a choco school pass, and no a better fee. Or some accommodate me by Musa, Wafon, accommodate. Sikanya come, and then yanya. Mahama dada, ya say, Uyo coco quiania, so was I could become. Dear coco and also, or your tramine. Opposite dada, yet no shed I yes, Sano. And let ya don't for your dear coco, Umpaso vetriaca. I don't know, yes, sir. So the year, Mamma Omudi. Na den ti na ama ye ho kire ya akuafo ye ho kire ye nia oye no ohwe ye esansa enipa ya no enhira wom enumie wom ohwe na ya anome no esansa abufo traso edenumie eba se o be ye adwuma na edu anwum na wasa unya aduane di no na o de ye fupan na wakoda na wo ma na o mada o ma nu so na o mada I don't know, yes, sir. Now, see, Nanado, Enya, Nanado, Yami on Shrano, no man in Yincha. Yes, sir. Now, our dear Quafo, Nanado Casa, said on your Quafo Casano. Now, Wakuma Crato, yam. Tama not yet 3,001. Not yet, Penisa, as I said. Ebian come one other yay. That's a 130 never on my young cransha. Sankono, that's what's what. Anka ye do achire osina nado e da da kuafo onu mo no oyo da da fo eti so opesa ye body dimpa wasesa ne suban.
No, we go to the same market. We go to the same labor market. We are buying the same input, the same weedicides, the same pesticides, the same fertilizers. So the cost is the same. For me, the impact is very huge because they come to you when they are in distress. Who do I go to when my cocoa beans has not been paid for? Who do I go to? Just last week, we sent about 75 beans. The clerk this time refused to even take them.
Ne kwanya mianim odi hwemo enye me ko odi hwemo odi kwafo nyina hwemo na sesa no be ne dia ya kwafo na kasa ne kokko kwafo no ye kokko no asase no ye de mama galamsefo no mo tu because that's kind of mood since niska do mayen no nti sana itete ne ya fa ya adwen se ye ne mahama ana ye ne aba ne nyina no ye nto kokko ye kokko fo biem ye beton
waja min kolenum ba kokko pass o se me come dem wa be fie ba ko won kran ko be break to school minya stand to school fees 50 December ye be school on ko otifie wo ma wa adwuma mu nyina aye basa mo hwe me sanki to ai na mdi do kokko ase na mdi ye sei aba fim sa abre me se ka nyina akamu ampo mra na ado ho oye bru ni mayen oto edro mayen se ni nyina aboyen no kwasam sam ko hwe mi kokko na mo wura ba ho man spring aboyen okunafo na msika nso akam enne mo hwe me gina bia me gina mon kan kire ne say yesre no over yeti camera yen ne afa antwa yema na ye mobo.
I was listening to the CocoBot CEO and I wasn't inspired because he said they are looking for solutions.
Isn't that assurance enough? I mean, he's telling the people that they're working around the clock to find solutions for them.
If you have a crisis that started as far back as November 2025 and we are in February 2026 and you are still telling the farmers that you are looking for solutions, that's not assurance. That is not encouraging. That is a sign of leadership in crisis, a sign of a leadership without a clue as to how to deal with the situation. 4 months and you are still looking for a solution. One would have expected that the presser would outline what the solutions are after 4 months. And so you heard some of the farmers asking, if since November, we are in February, you are now looking for solutions, when would you find the solutions before you even come and outline the solutions to them? And that's a worry. And you know, they're about to enter the main crop season as well. And so it's a very, very worrying situation that I think that the government need to treat with all kind of agency that is required. Listen, these people have worked hard. You had the 81-year-old woman. She lives on a cocoa farm. She's worked hard. She's labored and gotten the output. All she needs is for government to pay her money so she can survive on it. And for 4 months, how is she supposed to survive? I was here as early as 5:30 a.m. and we went to other locations. And you can see clearly farms that have been brought down with galamseyers on site. And in most of their comments, you could also hear them say that, listen, the offers that are being made to us by galamseyers is tempting. And so if we would work so hard and the government would keep our cocoa beans and not give us our money, then we might as well cut down the cocoa and sell it to galamseyers. That for me is a worry. Cocoa farms outlive generations. And so it's a more sustainable economic venture than even gold mining. Because most of the galamseyers, they mine, they leave the place, they move on. But cocoa farms, my grandfather has a cocoa farm that he inherited from his father. And today the cocoa farm is there at Inspirational in the Ayeswano constituency. And that's why I was advocating to them and appealing to them that no matter how bad the situation is, they should not be tempted to sell off their cocoa farms to galamseyers for the sake of the generations unborn. What I'll tell the NDC government is that the complaints are real. We have come to the cocoa farm. We have listened to the farmers. And the complaints and the lamentations they are hearing on the airwaves is real. I've seen it with my eyes. It's not a makeup. It's something that the farmers, the Ghanaian cocoa farmers are going through. They are experiencing high cost of living.
What happened was that Cocoa Board had also issued what they call cocoa bills. And individuals and companies had bought them, cocoa bills.
True.
But in 2022, just when government of Ghana was doing the DDEP, Cocoa Board also declared that it virtually was broke. It could no longer service the cocoa bills. And so asked for a restructuring of the cocoa bills.
Which resulted in a haircut.
Yes, so the cocoa bills were restructured with the first payment due 1st of September 2025. But that the money should be lodged into the account. CBG led that process by August ending of 2025. So for 2.5 years, Cocoa Board knew that this had been deferred and they would have to make this payment. Okay. Now, in 2023, COCOBOD then went back to do the syndication. And this was the last time that the annual syndicated loan was done, the 32nd year. So COCOBOD went out there to do the syndication for the first time in the history of COCOBOD. And I've explained to you how you do the, you sign the contract, you lodge the contracts as collateral, and then on the basis of the collateral, the money is released to you. And then the central bank gives you CDs. You give these CDs to the licensed buying companies to buy the cocoa on your behalf. Now, the season opened in September. For the first time in the history of COCOBOD, the first tranche of the syndicated loan hit COCOBOD's account 2 days to Christmas. And if you listen to the licensed buying companies at their press conference, the first money they received from COCOBOD was on the 26th of January, 2024. So the season opened in September, October, November, December, January. For the first time in the history of the syndicated loan, the 32-year history, the money came about 4 or 5 months after the season had opened. Now, at the end of it even got to a point in that season that COCOBOD could no longer draw down on the syndicated loan. So COCOBOD went to the Ministry of Finance and took a loan, a bridge financing of $70 million, which is on our books, that we expected to pay to the Ministry of Finance, to be able to buy crop for that season. Now, at the end of the 23-24 season, something significant happened. COCOBOD was unable to supply 333,767 tons of the cocoa contracts that it has signed and used as collateral to take the syndicated loan.
How so?
333,767 tons COCOBOD could not supply. And these contracts were signed at $2,600 a ton. $2,600 US per ton.
So if you multiply the 337,000.
Don't even get there yet. Don't get there yet. Don't get there yet. So this is what happened. So almost close to 400,000 tons of cocoa sold at 2.6 could not be supplied. The first time in the history of COCOBOD. But that is why I went back to 2022, the issue of the cocoa bills. You know,
right.
So that clearly was telling everybody, including the financial community, that we were broke. Our finances was not good. So no wonder 23-24, we had those problems with the syndicated loan. Then worst of all, we could not supply close to 400,000, 333,767 tons. Sold at $2,600. Now, right after this was when cocoa prices then shot up. At a point, 12,000, then 11,000, then 10,000, settled around the 9,000s.
$9,000.
US dollars, a ton.
Yes.
It went as high as 12.
On the world market?
Yes, 11, 10, settled around 9,000. Now, so 24-25, COCOBOD issued, the process starts with what you call a request for proposal. So COCOBOD will issue the request for proposal, and these banks will respond to it. For the first time, no bank responded to the request for proposal.
Right? Wow.
Yes, because of what had happened.
Bills.
Yes, you had declared that you were broke, you couldn't settle your cocoa bills, and you had asked for a deferment in payment and haircuts and all that. Then in 23-24, you were unable to supply over 330,000 tons of the crop. It's never ever happened in the 89-year history of COCOBOD. Never happened. Then now you have these cocoa prices shoot up to 10,000, 11,000, 12,000, settling around 9,000.
Yeah.
So now, if you want to do the syndicated loan, you need to go back to the same buyers who you have defaulted in supplying the cocoa, for them to sign new contracts for you, and for you to send these contracts to the banks, for you to be able to get a syndicated loan. Don't forget that in 23-24, it got to a point that COCOBOD itself couldn't even draw down. So it went to the Ministry of Finance for bridge financing of $70 million. So this was the mess that...
So you didn't draw down, just for the benefit of those who understand financial law. They didn't have money to essentially...
Yeah, they couldn't do it. Now...
There's something I want to put on the screen while you
now,
speak. Yes, let's...
Now, this was a situation where the buyers who will sign the contract for the new crop, for you to take as collateral to go and take the loans, are buyers who you have defaulted in supplying over 330,000 tons of cocoa to. So they were unwilling. So now Cocoa Board then had to negotiate with them to say that, okay, look, we will service your existing 333 whilst you also buy part of the new crop. Now, mind you, these buyers had over 333,000 tons of low price contracts, 2.6, at a time when cocoa was being sold at 10,000 and 9,000 and 11,000. So it was a no-brainer for them to finance the purchase of the crop. So that even if it cost them 2 times, it still made business sense. Because if cocoa is being sold at 10,000 and they can be able to retrieve what they have at 2,600, it makes sense. So the buyers then agreed that we will give you new contracts, we'll finance the crop. So we'll buy new ones whilst you also service the 2.6. So whilst we are buying at 9,000, you're also servicing the 2.6 for us. So that then became the model that was used for 24-25. So now, watch this. There was no more syndicated loan, and therefore no more seed money to LBCs. Now it was the buyers who were financing the crop. So the buyers would then make an order. Let's say, I want 50,000 tons at this price. Then you find an LBC to buy that 50,000 tons. So what they were doing was that they will give 60%. And then once the bean is supplied, they pay the other 40%. So they pay Cocoa Board the 60%. You then remit the 60% to the LBC for the LBC to go and buy. So now instead of the syndicated loan where you took the money, it came in bulk to the central bank. The central bank gave you the CDs. You gave seed money to the LBCs to go and buy. Now you were purchasing the bean on the basis of the financing of the buyer. So the buyer makes an order. The buyer gives you 60%. You give that 60% to the LBC. The LBC goes to buy the bean. And then you supply the bean. So that is what we inherited in 24-25. But when we came in, we realized that, look, this is not something that was well thought out, as in the strategy or anything. But it's something that happened on the basis of where we found ourselves. And so we didn't think that as we extinguish these rollover contracts, the buyers will be willing to continue funding the crop. Because now you had even transferred your financing cost to the buyers. But the buyers didn't have a problem taking on your financing cost because it was still cheaper for them. To the extent that they had over 300,000 of your crop at 2,600 and the prices were that high.
That high.
Madi, yes. We've attended a DIPAC meeting, as usual, for the Ayawasu by-election. And I can assure you, we've agreed to all their processes they have laid out in terms of the printing the ballot papers and then deployment of party agents. We've agreed that we are going to deploy 2 party agents at a time for each of the polling stations. Ideally, it's supposed to be 1-1 because it's a parliamentary election, but because it's just a restricted parliamentary election, they've given us that opportunity that we'll deploy 2 party agents for each of the polling stations. We are ready. We have filed our candidate today. As we speak now, we have officially filed. We are going to win. Our aim is to increase the margin. I mean, that is what we are going in. It's not about winning. It's about increasing the margin. We got the last time we were 22,000 plus. We are expecting to go further, at least to about 25,000 more, because of the good works of His Excellency John Dramani Mahama and what the party is doing for the good people of Ayawaso and all that. So we are expecting a very massive win. We're thinking our opponents will just chicken out. I mean, naturally, because it's not a place for them to come and waste anybody's time. But since they are coming, let them come. We'll give them the heaviest defeats in their life as a political party, MPP. So we are ready for it, and we are sure we are going to win. But some say you have cleared your candidates. They say you are approving of vote buying in election by clearing Baba Jamal. How would you respond to such assertions?
Yesterday, the General Secretary of our party articulated our position, the fact position on this matter. And I don't want to recap of what happened. We all heard it loud and clear. The media were there, your reporters were there. They listened to the General Secretary of our party. I think I still stand by that position.
Some say you shot yourself in the foot by demonstrating to all Ghanaians that you were going to do something exceptional with investigations as far as this matter is concerned, only to turn around and play with, clearing him to go ahead with the elections.
I think the General Secretary made it very clear. The 3 core issues on which we allowed Baba Jamal to contest this election. And it was very clear. So I don't know why you want us to repeat it again. It was very clear. You don't solve an illegality with an illegality. We are a law-abiding political party run by a constitution and regulations. The director of elections is here. He ran the process. And anytime he's going to run an election, he makes sure that he goes by the dictates of the regulations. He can't go outside the regulations. The party has a constitution. And so if we come out and we've seen that we have been magnanimous and be very clear in our mind about the report, compare that one to our opponents who have institutionalized this canker in their party. You saw it. You were reporting it live on 31st January. Have they issued even a one-line statement to condemn what has happened? Have they put up a committee? You should be congratulating NDC for that.
Did the EC express any reservation about some of these things? Are they worried?
The EC did not see anything. They conducted the election. It went on peacefully. The process was conducive. What happened did not happen at the polling centers and the centers of the voting. So the EC went ahead and declared the results. They don't have any problem with that.
Did you agree on what specific dates they will be doing the printing of ballots?
Oh, yes. I mean, we agree to that. We agree to the timetable they've given us anytime soon. They're asking us to bring our agents, the printing agents, for that.
When will this happen?
Well, it will happen anytime soon. As soon as the green line is given, we'll send our agents to the centers to monitor the printing of the ballot. I can assure you, we are good to go. We are ready. And we can assure you, as a political party, very law-abiding political party, the NDC, we will make sure that we will not dabble in any illegality whatsoever.
But by this...
That's why we have expanded the mandate of the 3-man committee, and we've added additional members, 4 more members to the committee to make it 7, so that they can take time and come out with a holistic recommendation that going forward will incorporate it into our constitution, because there's a lacuna that to cure that thing.
But by this happening, do you see it affecting your candidates negatively in the upcoming election?
It's possible. We are winning. He's on the ground. He's going to win massively. I'm telling you, MPP should not contest. They say they are contesting. They are wasting their time. They will lose massively. Yes.
Hello, good morning. Thank you very much for joining the show. This is Good Morning Ghana on Metro Television. My name is Aldo Moro, and it's always a pleasure to come your way. It's a beautiful Thursday morning. This is the day the Lord has made. Indeed, we're glad in it. I want to say big thanks to the Almighty Allah for making it possible for us to return here to join the nation's conversation on the big issues that matter to you and I. Today is the 12th of February 2026, and I say Assalamu alaikum wa rahmatullahi ta'ala wa barakatuh. I'll go straight ahead and look at what the newspapers are reporting this morning. So Daily Graphic is what I'll start with as always. It says Parliament approves 9.27 billion cedis for NHIA. Bahama Cares gets 2.9 billion boost. Rotary International president in Ghana for historic visit. NACOC to start licensing cannabis cultivation for medicinal purposes. Lands Minister woos mining investors at mining in Daba. The Ghanaian Times says that GTA CEO cautions hospitality operators against unlawful service charges. CSM kills 2 in Upper West region. Restore Ghana's economic credibility. President Tax Advisory Group. At 2026 mining in Daba Confab, come invest in Ghana. Lands Minister woos industry captains. 2 arrested for alleged prison drug smuggling. Daily Guide, I'll work to win power for NPP. Baumia, man grabbed at KIA over cocaine in Gari. Scholarship Secretariat scandal. NIB grant seeking cancer bail after minority protest. SkyTrain mentioned in several board meetings, according to witness. Lawyer charged for defrauding US-based nurse. The Insight says the massive transformation to hit Ghana's cocoa sector. Government unveils sweeping reforms today. There's elected U.S. officials, artists, and artists and organizers denounce Trump's tactics of starvation against Cuba. Puerto Rico, Venezuela, and U.S. weaponized colonialism. And then there's a Sidon Ketia, the steward of NDC, who must not vacate the chairmanship of the party. Bilsa Community Honors Chief Nab Azintillo II with colorful reception. And the Mahama launches Economic Presidential Advisory Group to steer Ghana's growth. That's with today's Insight newspaper. And if you check out the Daily Searchlight for today, the Daily Searchlight this morning is reporting that Ghana approves of official farming, sale of weed, NACOC to begin licensing for medicinal and industrial cannabis cultivation. And comes to the picture of a cartoon of a Rasta man. It says, "Yeah man, Rasta man come, big business in the IRA." They said light. Anyway, there's MVP National Leadership visits Baumia. There's Commonwealth Council holds talks with MIDA on agriculture investment opportunities. Tishi Traditional Council pledges support towards education development in Lejo Kuku. And there's Baba Jamal storms the EC office amidst drumming and dancing. The Daily Post this morning reports the Finance Minister to outline Cabinet's cocoa reforms in national address today. Our doors are open, Lands Minister Amakofi Boa tells investors at 2026 Mining in Daba conference in South Africa. That's with today's Daily Post. Now, the Business and Financial Times is that regulators push back listings to anchor domestic capital. There's GRA debunks price high claims of new VAT regime, and there's government to establish independent fiscal council to strengthen post-IMF economic oversight. MIIF, that's MIF, deepened strategic mining partnership at 2026 Mining in Daba. Illegality at sea, 94% of fishers register declining catches. All right, so that's it with the Business and Financial Times. So let's go online and look at what the online portals are also reporting this morning. And I'll start with the City Newsroom. Sorry about that. All right, so the City Newsroom this morning is reporting that IEA, 7 in 10 Ghanaians worried about rising food prices, and there's MTN Ghana says benchmark across group plans $300 million investment in 2026, while Rawlings, a champion and other regimes retain the Kotoka Airport's name. My Jaw Online says the NDC promised the government this differently. That must start inside the party, says Inusa Fuseni. And then there is a Mahama reprimanded Baba Jamal. NDC says code of conduct is already working. Anas wins 7-0 as Supreme Court unanimously rejects attempts to reverse judgment in his favor. Ghana Web this morning is reporting that it says NACOC breaks silence on alleged senior manager behind cocaine bust at the airport. And there's Ayawaso East, and the politics Ghana must no longer tolerate. 68% of Ghanaians approve of President Mohammed's performance, according to the IEA. Now, if you go to metrotvonline.com, your metrotvonline.com, mymetrotvonline.com, says tension in Kotoko camp. Fans force the interim coach to leave training ahead of Hearts match. And there's also why Ghana urgently needs the paternity fraud criminalization bill. Antoine Semenyo makes EPL history as first Ghanaian to score 13 goals in a single season. And then there's Kofi Ofosu in cancer detention, what we know and don't know. I also East and the politics Ghana must no longer tolerate. All right, so that's it for the newspaper and online review. Please stay with us. This is Good Morning Ghana on Metro Television. My guests are here, and I'll let you in on who they are.
Second if young croffer, young bear was some. Young croffer, young bear was some. Send a yas of the phone. Young croffer, young bear was some. Send a yas of the phone. I'm afraid we'll be who be. I'm on young quay truck on one who's so good. We are seeing my way, will be for now, will be too. I'm on young quay truck on one who's so good.
Various flavors. Ubenya eyako, ubenya nemchie. Yedigu jollof muma emu yede. Ubenya yedigu nkwan, yedigu froyemu. Ho nako pebito. Na ema weduane enyede. Unyeminia, yenkonko tie nyankofo eka.
Down your communication ni all enjoy uduba. That's some spices. What in the essence don't fight. I'm going to get it. Some spices in a sabi, daddy so say. Some spices. Salmon spices. Nyama chicken.
Salmon spices. In Sanaka in Kitwa, measure 10 grams. Your chicken, spaghetti, garlic and ginger, stew, and jollof, and the flavors of Fodobebre.
Salmon spices. Yes, Saka.
I'm a brand manager. Of course, I accept only quality and affordable printed souvenirs for my promotional campaigns.
I'm the head of academic affairs of a very important institution in Ghana. Of course, we only deal with quality, reliable printing companies for our institution's printing materials. I'm talking about appointed time printing.
Appointed Time Printings. We take pride in our extensive print scope that transform your ideas into captivating visual masterpieces. We delve into the core objectives and vision of each print project. Precision printing is at the heart of our printing process as we meet your tight deadlines. Our rigorous inspection, color verification, and overall printing excellence are assured. 20 years of printing excellence. It's always a pleasure working with you to create a vibrant, dazzling printing experience that gives you a masterpiece. Appointed Time Printing, your world of quality and affordable printing.
Brush, 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 brush your teeth. Brush, 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 2 times a day. Brush with Kel-Kit.
Hello, my friends. My name is Kel-Kit's toothpaste.
Wow.
I was made to be gentle on your gum, but protected. I will protect your teeth from cavity, make your teeth whiter, stronger, keep your mouth fresh all day. And best of all, I'm strawberry flavored. So put on a smile and try me.
That's amazing.
Just try me. That's my job.
If you say so, jump on my brush. Makes your teeth stronger, chicky chicky whiter, chicky chicky stronger. Yay! You did it!
I'm glad you like your new toothpaste. Don't forget to brush both day and night.
Kel Kids, happy smile.
The festive season is here again, and your most preferred estate partner is giving you 25% discount on land sale. Yes, for our Bronya Asase promo, Estate Masters is offering this massive discount for outright purchases. This includes free indenture, free site plan, and a free site visit. So what are you waiting for? Rush now and secure a plot of land while it is still hot. Reach out to us using the numbers below or visit our website at www.estatemastersgh.com. Estate Masters, your most preferred estate partner.
We are changing, so should you. If you're dreaming, don't be afraid. And in the valleys, keep your head up high. Dare to dream with Puma drinks. Yeah, believe it, you can achieve. Oh yeah, clap your hands for the whole new vibe. Make we set the bliss. Oh yeah, come alive. Let me hear you.
Puma Drinks, a whole new vibe. Another quality product from Casa Precon.
This advert is FDA approved.
Good morning, Mr. Ding.
Good morning, Ejako. And why do you keep staring at my rubbish container?
I'm surprised you're still using a bin without a cover. You know it can cause a mess.
My bin is just fine. Look, there is no leakage, still solid and robust. If you will excuse me, I have work to do.
Yo.
Dustbins are a great way of keeping trash off the streets and homes. However, the use of bins without fitting covers poses a challenge with stench from rotten items, flies, and scavengers. Keep the environment clean and healthy. Get dustbins with fitting covers.
You're still watching Good Morning Ghana on Metro Television, and my name is Audu Moro. The show is live on 94.1 FM. My guest, one of them, is actually here. He's, I call him one of the youngest communications avatars of the NDC. If you've been monitoring social media quite a bit, you hear a lot of people talk about him. The fact that he's He's a very good communicator. I've actually even heard some people saying that they are pushing him, they are encouraging him to perhaps contest in the NDC's upcoming, internal elections, perhaps to stand as the National Communications Officer. I'm talking about Dr. Samaya. He's a medical doctor and also a member of the NDC's communications team, but he's also a presidential staffer. And I'm talking about Dr. Samaya. Good morning.
Good morning.
Big boss, how are you?
I beg you, you are the big boss. I'm the senior brother tomorrow.
I hope you're doing well.
By God's grace, things are...
How is the presidency? Because that's where you work.
Yes, I think that it has generally been a little busy.
Okay.
Yesterday was a very, very lengthy day for government because of the decision by His Excellency the President. Let me first of all even say good morning to our viewers
and listeners.
And your good self. Yesterday was lengthy.
Okay.
Owing to the lengthy cabinet meeting that was convened by His Excellency the President on an emergency basis to look into the issues of cocoa board.
Okay.
Basically, yesterday, the Honorable Minister for Government Communication, the Honorable Felix Kwachofosu, held a brief press conference after the meeting where he had communicated to the general public that basically 3 things are supposed to happen. Number one is the fact that prompt measures are being or will be taken by government. I believe that the details of the presentation or the directive by cabinet chaired by His Excellency the President will be given by the Finance Minister today at 11 at the press conference organized at the Jubilee House.
Okay.
So it's about the prompt payments of monies owed cocoa farmers who have been very supportive, who have been dedicated, who have been hardworking and loyal to this country as far as their cocoa produce is concerned, as far as making sure that Ghana continues to earn the needed foreign exchange that is supposed to earn. So the details will be given by the Finance Minister today. Secondly, we have also gotten a wind of strategic progressive reforms that the President has directed to be carried out at Cocoa Board.
Okay.
Details of that will also be given today by the Finance Minister. We are also aware that in line with the President's vision to ensure industrialization, to ensure value addition, just like we have done at Gold Board. You recall that the law that sets up Gold Board is Act 1140. When you read Section 2A of the Act, which talks about the objects of Gold Board, the Gold Board is mandated and empowered to buy, to sell, export, and also refine gold in Ghana. So the Gold Board must put in place measures to refine gold. In line with that, the Gold Board partnered the Gold Coast Refinery, and you know that just a week ago, several kilograms of gold was refined for the first time in Ghana. And we also saw the picture. The Finance Minister went there, Gold Board CEOs and all other people went there to make sure that that vision by the President has been realized. We are told that a directive has also been given, which details will be given by the Finance Minister today, that we go a long way to ensure that there is local processing and value addition of our cocoa beans in Ghana before exports. Over the years that has not been done. And it is one of the key things that I am happy about, that we are going to see a situation where for many years that we have longed for, to see value addition, see cocoa processing, and increasing the value that we have on our cocoa, it will actually be brought to a realization, and I'm extremely happy about it. So that was the key fallouts from the cabinet meeting yesterday. That's communicated by the Minister for Government Communication. I am looking forward today that at exactly 11 o'clock, all of us will know the details of exactly what went on and how the president has taken a keen interest as far as this matter is concerned. He has shown that he's a sensitive president, the president that respects the hard work of our noble cocoa farmers. That's why he convened an emergency meeting in that regard. Problems or difficulties are bound to happen in every sector. Since we came, there were a lot of problems in many sectors. You recall that when the president was sworn in, he met a baptism of fire. Just the day after he was sworn in, he had to convene an emergency power meeting to ensure that some fuel is being bought to avert the situation where we brought, the country will be left in total darkness because of doing so, for lack of available, fuel to power our power plant. So it has been happening from sector by sector, from health, education. Recall that when we came, there was food shortage in our secondary schools. In a matter of a week after we came to government, 200 million Ghana cedis was released for the payment or purchase of food stuff. It was released to Ghana Education Service to be given to various heads of senior high schools and all other stakeholders to avert the situation where there will be no food in secondary schools, like we saw some time ago where headmasters threatened to actually close schools because of lack of food. There were a lot of problems. The people vote for us to solve the problems that they have. That is all about leadership. That is all about governance. I believe that the president has risen to the occasion, and these far-reaching measures that will be communicated today to the people of Ghana will go a long way to build Cocoa Board, ensure that Cocoa Board remains resilient, and Cocoa Board, the image of Cocoa Board will be brought back to where it used to be many years ago. You recall that some years ago, Cocoa Board could bring in forex of about 2 billion into this country. Unfortunately, over the years, not only have we lacked in generation of foreign exchange to the tune that we expect to, we have also seen a sharp decline even in cocoa production. In the 2023-2024 cocoa season, the Cocoa Board had projected to supply about 800,000 metric tons of cocoa. They were able to produce just about 400,000 and a little more, about 50% less of what they projected. That was all led to a situation where there are about 333,000 tons of cocoa that were left in rollover at a cost of $2,600 per ton. So government spends about $500 on every ton in order to be able to supply to our buyers who are giving money. You understand the point? So it's a whole lot, and I know that going forward, things will be brought back. Yeah.
Since this whole Cocoa Board matter started, I see two schools of thought. And here I'm talking about how the Ghanaian public has been engaged ever since this Cocoa Board crisis started. Now, there's a first school of thoughts that thinks that, look, perhaps the government should stop talking, or let's say the chief executive officer should stop talking and focus on dealing with the problems. Even if he's going to talk, he needs to be talking to the farmers, because the farmers are the ones who are complaining. Of course, as an opposition party, you want to take advantage of some of these problems in order to keep the government on its toes, or to make the government look bad, which is what all the political parties have done in the past and will continue to do. So there's a group of people who think that perhaps if the chief executive officer should have stopped engaging the media and rather engage the farmers. And there are also a group of people who think that, yes, it's all well and good for Dr. Randiabe, who's the Chief Executive Officer of Cocoa Board, to let Ghanaians know, first of all, two things. The state in which he inherited the Cocoa Board as an institution, what he has done, and the reason why he's not able to honor some of the obligations that he ought to honor as the Chief Executive Officer of the police towards the farmers. But inherent in that opinion, in that school of thought, and I'm talking about those who say that he needs to engage the media, he needs to engage the Ghanaian public. They've also said, well, you know what, engage the Ghanaian public, except that maybe don't talk a lot about, or don't say much about the quote unquote the mess that he had inherited. What is the thinking? Because you work at Jubilee House, you interact with people. Felix is your boss. Your ears basically on the ground. What is really the thinking, at the seat of government, which is that, look, which of the two is more dominant, as far as interactions people are concerned? Are you happy that the Chief Executive Officer is engaging the Ghanaian public and letting them know exactly what the situation is and the difficulties that Cocoa Board hold? Or you think that the other school of thought, which is say, don't talk to people, just get the problem. So even if you want to talk to people, talk to the farmers. What's the conversation on the seat of government?
I think that it is all well and good that leadership or management engage in communication and conversations with both the media and the farmers. There is no problem with that. I have seen several pictures of Dr. Randiabe engaging farmers. Several, in thick cocoa farms. Those engagements have happened. There are so many, communication that has gone on and discussion between Dr. Randiabe and cocoa farmers, where some critical issues have been discussed, even in cocoa farms. And so the narrative that the CEO is not engaging cocoa farmers, is only engaging, the media, is clearly not true. It is an agenda by those whose offerings led to the situation where we are having today, those whose decisions and ineptitude ensure that we are having a situation like this. They are the reasons why we are where we are today. And they have decided to wage a war of attrition on the work of Cocoa Board and the managing director or the CEO, so that all the rot that they left behind and the things that they did will be swept under the carpet. And so there is no basis. Other than that, why do we do State of Nations address? It is for the president to brief the country on what he came to meet, what he is doing, and what will happen in the future as far as the government is concerned. When the finance minister reads a budget, does he not tell us how much spending happened in the previous years and for which reason? A snapshot of that will be taken to advise the government on the way forward. And so there is every need for CEO to engage the media so that the details of whatever is happening at Cocoa Board or the stations will be brought forward. And all the other necessary discussions will be had. The media is the fourth estate of the realm. When things become difficult, it is your microphones and videos that will go wherever the need arises. You understand? For more information to be brought forward so that we can address the matters in a proper perspective. Nobody will gag anybody or any management from letting the people know exactly what they came to meet and what they are doing. You understand the point?
How about those who say, it's been almost 1 year. Why are you still blaming the MPP? It's been 1 year. You have been telling Ghanaians what was bequeathed you. So maybe after 1 year, you must stop telling us and tell us how you intend to fix the problem.
Yeah.
How do you respond to those who say, stop talking to us about what you inherited and tell us how you intend to fix the problem?
First of all, Dr. Randiabe recently briefed the country that over 530,000 metric tons of cocoa has been sold within the 2025-2026 cocoa season. Is that not true? How does that amount to blaming a previous government? He put out that information without blaming anybody. He's saying that there is still 50,000 metric tons of cocoa that have been bought, but payments are yet to be given. How has that contributed to blaming the previous government? You see, the reason why they are saying all that is because they want to wash under the carpet exactly what happened in the previous years. And we know that they left a whooping 333,000 metric tons of cocoa.
They're saying it's not true.
It's true.
This issued, I think I saw, I don't know whether it was from Fifi Boafo. If Fifi Boafo was here last, it must have been on Tuesday or so. And he said he would get us the right figures. In fact, he hasn't gotten back to me on the right figures. But
so he has the right figures, but Cocoa Board doesn't have the right figures.
And claims that it's not 330,000.
So what is his evidence?
He only kept telling me it was less, but he hasn't given the figures.
Please. He is not more credible than Cocoa Board. We saw what they did when they were in government. They came to meet Cocoa Board as a positive equity of 1.8 billion.
Right.
Where did they leave it? Were they not locked out of cocoa syndication? What happened? That they were locked out of cocoa syndication.
Right.
And they dishonestly came to tell us that now they won't even do cocoa syndication again. They are looking at alternative source of funding. How did that alternative source of funding end us? You came to meet a cocoa tonnage of 960,000 metric tons and left us about 453,000 to a point where 333,000 metric tons of your cocoa could not be delivered. They could not be delivered. Cocoa Board issued cocoa rolls of over 21 billion Ghana cedis without a budget. They were competing with Roads and Highways Ministry as far as roads is concerned. Meanwhile, they didn't have any budget. We've never seen a spectacle like this before. To a point where Cocoa Board inherited, Dr. Randiabe inherited a debt of 32.91 billion Ghana cedis, additional 481 million US dollars commitments. You understand the point I'm making? So many debts left. Because of the rollover, government had to spend additional over $106 million in order to bridge the gap between how much, I told you that because of the rollover they did, they pegged it at 2,600. Meanwhile, the thing is around $3,100 per ton now, or $3,200 per ton. You understand? Because of that, there was a debt of about 800 million that has to be serviced. When you look at the 333,000 metric tons, Cocoa Board is servicing it. Ghana should have gained over $941 million if there was no rollover. And they were the one that left it that way.
Okay.
Then they turn around to come and blame an institution and a government that is doing exceptionally well. There are difficulties, there is no doubt. We are taking responsibility. The president convened a meeting. We'll take responsibility and monies will be paid. But the last people to come and point accusing figures are the MPP. They ran down almost every major state institution in this country. They were almost selling Tema Oil Refinery at $21 million. Only for
Tema Oil Refinery?
Yes.
21 billion US dollars.
Million, not million. $21 million. only for a new management to come. In less than 6 months, Tama Oil Refinery has been revived. And they are working. They have started refining crude in this country for the benefit of this country. There are many state institutions the MPP almost killed. Look, NIB, 2025, they projected to make a loss of 39 million. A loss of 39 million in 2025. It had to take President Mahama and Dr. Atoforsin to recapitalize it with about 1.9 billion to avert a situation where the 39 million Ghana cedis loss that they were supposed to make has now been turned into 146 million profits at the end of September 2025. I can go on and on and on. Many state institutions have been revived. Look at Ghana Publishing Company. At a point in time, they were paying salaries with overdrafts. Now, they are incrementally making gains because of 24-hour system that has been landed there and some other reform that have been carried out. And Cocoa Board is not an exception. What they did and what we seek to do in the coming years. So really, there shouldn't be any debate. It will be as a result of this ingenuity for anybody to come and suggest on this platform that, they did well, we are not doing well. And Fifi Boafo is now telling us that Cocoa Board is not credible, but he is credible.
Let's do this. My final question to you on this Cocoa Board thing is that consistently we have heard that some people brought us to where we are. The recklessness and the negligence of certain individuals is what has brought us to where we are. What has happened to them?
I believe that, just like the president said, the anti-corruption fight is an ongoing fight. And just like the Attorney General has always intimated, that before you go to court, there are processes to go through in order to get your information and data and what have you. All the prosecution that the Attorney General and the OSP is carrying out, all of them did not start on the same day. Some began before the others. And I know that going forward, all these things will be put into proper perspective. And if there's any reason for anybody to be held accountable and to be put before court, it will be done. There is no doubt about it. There's certainly no doubt. And I have every confidence in leadership as far as prosecuting some of these issues are concerned. We have seen a number of cases that are in court. The National Civil Bureau cases in court, National Service in court, Wound to Me in court, Mustafa Hamid and all, a whole lot of people. Bafasto, there are a whole lot of cases in court. And I believe that their feet will be held to the fire of accountability and the right things will be done. Cocoa Board will not be an exception.
All right, let me say that Awad Mohammed was supposed to be with us this minute, but he's not here yet. We're waiting for him. Awad Mohammed is a member of the MPP's communications team. So my understanding is that he's also here, so he'll be joining us shortly for a conversation, or he'll be joining the conversation. But I'm still here with Dr. Samaye. Dr. Samaye is a presidential staffer and also a member. He's also, how do you call it? He's a medical practitioner. Yes, so a medical doctor, and he's with us here.
I'm told the press conference will now be held at the new finance ministry building.
The one at Kanda?
Yes.
All right. So let me just do this quickly whilst before we take a little breather. I need to bring this to the attention of our viewers that here we go. All right. Okay, so this month of love, don't just feel the love, but come swim in it. And we're talking about red light, cool water, good music, fine faces, and soft touches. And whether you're coming with your crush, your partner, or just ready to meet someone special, Metro TV is bringing you the campus Red Pool Party, where love meets rhythm and Valentine gets wet. So this Friday, which is tomorrow, 13th of February, from 4 p.m. at Bayview Village, Atomic Junction, Dress in a red bikini and shorts and bring your vibe. Let the water do the talking. And artists on the bill include Kojo Black, La Lead, Gunna Boy, and the top 10 rap generals from Beats and Slip. Campus Red Pool Party, Valentine belongs here. Grab your ticket at 60 cedis for single and 100 Ghana cedis for a double. For more details, call 0270 916 027-091-6956. Remember, it's Friday, 13 February 2026 from 4 p.m. at Bayview Village, Atomic Junction. So, see you there. And back in the day, 15, 20, 25 years, we hear be there or be squared. So, make sure that you meet us there at the Bayview Village and let's have some fun. Valentine is just around the corner. It's 14th of February. So stay with us. This is Good Morning Ghana on Metro Television. I can assure you that by the time we're back, the other gentleman will be joining us, Awal Mohammed. This is Good Morning Ghana on Metro Television.
Are you a headmaster, headmistress, parent, teacher, or an educator looking for high-quality textbooks for preschool, primary, and junior high school students? Look no further than Advocate Publishing Company. Advocate Publishing Company is a leading publisher of educational materials in Ghana that publishes very engaging, interactive, and comprehensive textbooks that meet the needs of students, teachers, and parents. Our textbooks are thoroughly published to make learning fun and easy. They are also designed to stimulate critical thinking, problem solving, and creativity in students. Make Advocate Publishing your preferred choice for all your educational needs. Explore our range of textbooks and educational resources. Visit us at the old GNTC yard near Kingsway, Accra. You can contact us on 0503 786 776 or 02408 06354, also 0531 600360, and connect with us on Instagram, X, and Facebook at Advo Publishing. Don't settle for less. Choose the best. Advocate Publishing Company, empowering young minds one textbook at a time. Thinking Publishing, think Advocate Publishing.
Yes, next. Hey, Nadia Benson.
Me didn't tum Mr. Femi Calico, just call me cockroach. Now, Mr. Femi once now. Hey, that's you. Improve car. Yeah. Captain Mosquito, double the action. Me did this sasso spray. Mr. Femi sasso quell. Yeah, go to my sasso. Tum preko.
In my line of work, a confident smile is everything. Kale Charcoal Toothpaste keeps me on top of my game and ensures my smile is always radiant and bright.
With the tiring nature of my job, we spend several hours under the scorching sun. To keep our teeth white and our breath fresh all the time, we use none other than Kale Charcoal Toothpaste. Kale Charcoal Toothpaste. You're on a Kessie and in a kit one.
Samayo Kendini, who be here, Semecha Sapapadia to Amame Manfo, Kale Charcoal's natural ingredients, and a bomb is several buying, a man is swing, Nesansu Mama Hotoso, a will beg you.
Kale Charcoal Toothpaste. Choose Kale Charcoal Toothpaste for anti-cavity, whiter teeth, and fresher breath all day. Available in 80 gram and 150 gram. Grab yours today.
Kale, happy smile. This advert is FDA approved.
Healthy soil is where every great harvest begins. At ACAP, we turn waste into wealth, producing rich organic compost made right here in Ghana for our farmers and our future. Whether you are planting small or big, ACAP compost improves your soil, boosts your yields, and saves you money. Even in your own home garden, give your soil life naturally. ACAP compost, from waste to wealth.
The festive season is here again, and your most preferred estate partner is giving you 25% discount on land sale. Yes, for our Bronya Asase promo, Estate Masters is offering this massive discount for outright purchases. This includes free indenture, free site plan, and a free site visit. So what are you waiting for? Rush now and secure a plot of land while it is still hot. Reach out to us using the numbers below or visit our website at www.estatemastersgh.com. Estate Masters, your most preferred estate partner.
This is a chance of a lifetime. My opportunity. Your opportunity. Let's build Ghana together.
Come on, let's go. Come on, let's go. Come on, let's go.
All right, you're watching Good Morning Ghana on Metro Television, and I'm here with Dr. Samaye, who is the presidential staffer and a medical doctor as well. And also, Awal Mohammed is joined us. It's also his first time on the show today, so he's the new kid on the block. Awal, good morning.
Morning.
And good to see you. Assalamu alaikum.
Wa alaikum salam wa
I hope you're doing
rahmatullah.
very well.
Alhamdulillah, I'm doing well.
Yeah. I don't know how it feels like. Was it your first time on the show?
Yes. This is my first time on the show. We've been watching.
You're feeling good?
Very good.
Okay.
Very good.
Anyway, so I think that we should get straight to the point and look at one of the biggest political developments that happened, this week, and it's been captured by today's Daily Guide. Now, if you look at today's Daily Guide, he has the picture of the former NEIB boss, Kofi Fuzun Cancer, and we're told that scholarship secretariat scandal, NIB grounds seeking cancer bail after minority protests. And the story is on page 3 of today's Daily Guide newspaper, and it's by Ernest Kofi-Edu and Vera Owusu Sapong. Now, we're told the former Chief Executive Officer of the National Entrepreneurship and Innovation Program, NEIP, Kofi Fuzun Cancer, has been granted bail by the National Intelligence Bureau following his detention over alleged irregularities involving the sale of government-sponsored foreign scholarship. Mr. Fuzun Cancer was said to have been picked up on Tuesday by NIB officers who arrived at his residence in a convoy of 3 pickup vehicles and conducted a search before taking him away. Prior to his detention, he had earlier been invited by the NIB to assist with inquiries. Mr. Fuzun Cancer was reported to have taken ill while in custody and subsequently admitted to clinic at the facility. His lawyer, Nana Eje Bafo-Iwa, who also served as a member of parliament for Mencia South, confirmed the development during an interview. According to him, Mr. Fosun Kansa's condition worsened shortly after he was taken into custody. He reportedly experienced a sharp rise in blood pressure alongside complications related to an existing bone condition that causes him significant pain. Now, following his arrest, officials realized he was unwell and arranged for him to receive medical attention. He is currently receiving treatment at the BNI NIB clinic. Mr. Wa explained. He notes that doctors had to intervene to stabilize his client as investigations proceed. The Minority Caucus in Parliament earlier yesterday called for an immediate release of Kofi Fosun Kansa, accusing the National Investigations Bureau of abuse of power and politically motivated intimidation. In a statement signed by Minority Chief Whip Frank Anodompre, the caucus described as unacceptable the conduct of the NIB in its ongoing investigation into allegations that an individual paid money to secure a government scholarship to study abroad. According to the minority, the matter stems from a communique dated February 3, 2026, issued by the Secretary to the President, Dr. Kalisus Mahama, directing the Director General of the NIB to investigate claims allegedly made by Mr. Fosun Kansa on Sompa Radio. The directive reportedly requested the Bureau to submit findings on the allegations. Now, the caucus explains that Mr. Fosun Kansa voluntarily honored an invitation to the NIB on February 5, 2026, accompanied by his legal counsel, Naneje Bafwewa, MP for Minshia South. He was later asked to return home without being charged. However, the minority claims that events took a different turn on February 11 when Mr. Fosun Kansa, who had traveled to Kumasi to visit his ailing father, was again invited by the NIB. Although he reportedly requested to appear on February 11 due to his father's condition, the Bureau insisted on an earlier date. Upon reporting to the NIB office, the minority alleges that heavily armed officers escorted Mr. Fosun Kansa to his residence to conduct a search before taking him back to the NIB offices in Nima. The caucus says his current whereabouts remain unknown. For the minority caucus, it is not lost on us that these excessive and abusive actions are politically targeted and willfully carried out to cover people who speak out on matters at variance with the activities of the government. The caucus argued that Mr. Fosun Kansa had been cooperative throughout the process and questioned the necessity of what it described as forceful and intimidating tactics. It further raised concerns about the alleged denial of access to legal counsel and the broader implications for civil liberties and democratic governance. The minority maintains that while it supports lawful investigations, such processes must be conducted in a civil and professional manner, consistent with constitutional guarantees. The statement also linked the incident to what it described as misplaced government priorities, arguing that security agencies should focus on pressing national issues such as cocoa farmer payments, unemployment, and the rising cost of living. The caucus insists that it would not remain silent while citizens are subjected to unfair treatment and urge the government to ensure that justice is pursued within the bounds of the law. Awala, how close are you with Kofi Fosun Kansa? Are you two very good friends?
Yes, he's my friend.
Oh, okay.
He's my friend.
Okay. Have you spoken to him since this matter happened? Not when he was arrested, but even before his arrest.
Not yet.
Not
yet. Not really.
Okay. All right. So what do you also know about this Kofi Fosun Kansa matter, and why are some of your party, members upset with what has happened to Kofi Fosun Kansa? What exactly are the issues?
Thank you so much. Good morning to our cherished viewers, and good morning to my brother. Thank you so much for the opportunity. I think it's not some of our party people, but almost all our party people, including some well-meaning journalists and Ghanaians, who think that why do you arrest a whistleblower? Because there is a canker that we've all heard about, that people pay before they get scholarships, and this is not the first time, and it didn't also really come up just in the last 8 years. This is an age-old thing that has really been going on, but we're yet to get anyone to come publicly to say that I know someone who has really done that before. So if someone sat on a TV station or a radio station and make such allegations, all we were hoping for is that even if the BNI have invited him to investigate, I was thinking that they will only take the information, and if there's a need for them to process him before court, if he's not able to substantiate it, then that will be done. Again, the question is, why BNI and not the police? That's the question. Why BNI and not the police? Because if it is a prosecution, it's the police that does investigations and prosecutions. So we're thinking that at least the police will invite him to really substantiate. If he has any lead, he gives the leads so that at least he goes scot-free. Then they will pursue those officers involved. But unfortunately, what we heard that makes it even murkier is that the president ordered his secretary to do that. And the secretary reported him to NIB, the NIB to investigate him. He was invited, as you read. He went there with a legal counsel. After that, they didn't charge him. He told them what he feels, because I spoke to the lawyer. He told them why he said that. And they said he should go. He left. He was in Kumasi, as you said. Then he was called back. Come, he said, my father is sick. I'll come the following. He said, no, we need you tomorrow. In the morning, he presented himself. So he has been cooperative. Then you take him to his house. The question is, why ransack his house? When he only made an allegation. He never worked at Scholarship Secretariat. And he does not have any association with Scholarship Secretariat, to the best of my knowledge. Then you sent him to his house, ransacked the house, and brought him back. Maybe we cannot dictate to the police or the security how they conduct their work. But after ransacking the house, we're thinking that you give him access to his counsel, so that even if you are to charge him, you charge him so that the following day he goes to court. Then they said no, they will not. He has not been charged, and he was taken to an unknown location. So he slept at a place where the lawyers didn't know where he slept at. The family, everyone didn't know. So we woke up in the morning. Yesterday I was on TV, and I was really, I showed my upset that indeed this is not really supposed to be a democratic state. Someone sits on TV, makes an allegation, you invite him, he is cooperating, and you will take him to an unknown location. I think, yes, as the minorities release is saying, it is for them to be able to cover up two things. One is the food security story that has come, which is a very, very thorny issue in this country, and the cocoa issues. Because if you look at food security, today we're told we have abundance of food. People call in. I have videos of farmers saying that people are not even buying the food. So there is a disconnect that indeed if people are not buying, if the food is there, it means that it's supposed to be sold at 900, it's now sold at 300 and 250, and they don't have buyers. And there is a report that 12.3 million Ghanaians don't even know where the next meal is coming from. So that's dangerous. You understand? So I was thinking that they did this, they tried to do this just to cover up these investigations. Because you see, these are things that we will discuss here. Then you call experts to tell us why we are really where we are today. And even the cocoa issue. But unfortunately, they did that just to cover up so that we can discuss it over time, so that within the discussion period, they will be able to find some solutions to these problems and so on. So it's disgusting at this point in time of our democracy, where there is free speech and criminal libel law has been repealed. Then you will have someone who made allegations on a radio station, it went viral, then you will arrest the person. That's normal. But for you to keep the person there, send him to a unknown location for him to even sleep there. When the lawyers went there yesterday, they told them that they will detain him and process him before court the following day. Then when the lawyer granted interviews on Asempa and mentioned that indeed it was the president who ordered that, because the secretary to the president works for the president, who ordered them to do that. Just after the interview, a few minutes after, he was called that, come, we will bail him. Then they gave him the bail. And so it's even, because what I heard from the lawyer when I spoke to him is that I didn't get the indication. Yesterday, they gave them the indication that they would detain him and process him before court today. But when they called for the bail, they did not really give the indication that he will be processed for court today. So unfortunately, I didn't also speak to them before entering the studio. But in all this, I think that the government must sit up. There are a lot of teething issues that the government will have to focus on, and not allegations. These are serious allegations that he needs to substantiate. That's true. We all believe that if he is to substantiate it, it will help the country. But you don't treat him like this. Tomorrow, if tomorrow you sitting here have really a story, or you have heard of something bad ongoing, you will not have the really courage to say it here, because you don't know what will happen to you the next time. You sit here and say it, and you'll be arrested. When we know that the person who say it, he who alleges must prove. So the person who says it will be invited to come and prove. So the thing is that they are using this high-handedness to just cow us to submission. We are not really cowards, and we will not allow these things to really affect us. We'll still pursue and do the... we just started the opposition. It's just within a year. And all these things are the things that the opposition is supposed to really probe into and give alternative policies. If really there is something ongoing like this, we'll have to bring it out. If journalist is not able to bring it out, we'll bring it out, give the journalist the lead for you to also pursue, so that we'll nip all these things in the bud.
Okay. Now, you have repeated this morning that the fact that Dr. Callistus Mahama directed the NIB to look into the matter, investigate the matter, in itself suggests that it is the president, you know. Are you by this saying that Dr. Callistus Mahama, in his capacity as the executive secretary to the president, cannot on his own give such a directive without the approval or the blessing of the president? Are you saying that that's not possible?
Well, it may be possible, but when I listened to our lawyer, the Kofi Ofosi's lawyer, he made that extension. He spoke to the NIB, and when he was seeking...
so Bafo Bewa said he spoke to the NIB.
NIB, and they told him...
NIB told him...
They told him
it was the president...
That it was... No.
Okay.
It was the secretary to the president who reported.
Right.
And by extension, he feels that it is the president. This is what he said on Asempa.
Oh, that's a Bafo J.
Yes, Bafo. He said by extension is the president. And you know, if you know Callistus very well, you know him. He's not a politician. He's a technocrat, and was put there by the president to help him as a technocrat. So a lot of these things are political decisions, which I think Callistus will not even indulge in. To be very honest, and this is the first time I'm seeing this happen, that the secretary to the president petitioning for such thing to be done. He has the capacity to do that. I don't doubt his capacity to really do this. Right. But knowing him as someone who is not a politician, I've heard some stories which I cannot substantiate though, that even in his house in Salaga, if you don't book appointment, you don't come there, just like any politician that you can enter like that. For him, in Salaga, he is a technocrat, you can only book appointment to come to his aim in the house. But the other politicians, myself and Dr. Aye, you can be there, and someone will knock at your door.
The fact that I wanted to establish from your submission is that you and for that matter the lawyer are not saying it as a matter of fact.
Yes, we are inferring. Yes,
you are inferring.
Yes, we are inferring that if really I work for you as your secretary, and you understand, I try
to understand
and take a decision.
Yes. I just needed to establish that fact, and you've done just that for me. So let me, Dr. Smaya, I mean, you are being accused of, perpetrating bad governance. You're being undemocratic. You are basically teaching your opponents a lesson. How do you respond to these allegations or these charges that have just been leveled against you?
Well, that is simply not true.
Okay.
You see, the Scholarship Secretariat is no small, institution. They have been mandated to award scholarships to brilliant and needy students, and students that their system deem fit to support or to help. And so when allegations of this nature are brought forth, it is important that all seriousness is attached to them. Look, nobody has any intention of intimidating anybody in this country. Because if it is about intimidating key people in the MPP, I can tell you that Kofi Ofosun Cancer will not make the list. Because if it is about making sure that government intimidates persons who are so critical in the MPP that when they are being arrested, it will inure to the disadvantage of the MPP. Our knows that Kofi Ofosun Cancer will not be part. The flag bearer himself is there, Dr. Mahmoud Baumia is there, the national chairman of the MPP is there, general secretary is there. They are former key cabinet ministers in the MPP who hold vital positions in the MPP. That if the NDC wants to intimidate anybody to the disadvantage of the MPP, they will rather be intimidated. It will never be Kofi Ofosun Cancer. And so that allegation is not true. First of all, the rights of Kofi has not been trampled upon or infringed in any way. He was arrested and granted bail in 48 hours. Is it true or not? It is true. Awa has not been able to tell us exactly what parts of his rights have been trampled upon. Was he given access to a legal counsel? Yes, that was done. So it cannot be said that he is being intimidated, his rights have been trampled upon, and what have you. He claimed that he has evidence and knows. Moro, this is a very important matter.
Right.
That some people have paid bribes and monies to get scholarship awards. Is that not it?
Right.
So, when scholarship awards are given, how are they communicated? They are communicated through emails, sometimes through letters. Is that not it?
True.
So if you are invited to NIB to substantiate an allegation you have made, that should have documentary evidence. And you are invited to NIB and you are not able to provide those documentary evidence based on so many reasons. The NIB, as a state institution, is required to go a step further to retrieve such documents. I believe, in my candid opinion, and this is my personal opinion, that what may have necessitated NIB's visit to his house should be to gain access to documentary evidence. Documentary evidence. To suggest that this is the person that actually got the scholarship. And this is the letter that suggesting that he was given the scholarship.
Was he given an opportunity to provide those documents in the first place?
That one will be made available in courts. And I was not there when
you don't have that information.
In the NIB interview
okay.
was being conducted.
Right.
Conducted. So definitely, and nobody knows what information Kofi Ofosun Cancer gave to the NIB, for which reason they have to go a step further to retrieve other documentation. He said that whatever he's saying is from what his lawyer has said. So it is basically your word against my word. There is no truth in it. I mean, we cannot sit here and ascertain whether it is true or not. You understand? It is only a court of competent decision, which you have clearly indicated that he's currently being arranged for. So really, there is no issue. If you make such an allegation, you recall that this is a government that has actually, restructured the scholarship scheme and actually turned it into an authority. And so more than enough seriousness has been attached to that entity by His Excellency the President. You understand the point I'm making? So when allegations like this have been made, we cannot trivialize it. Look, Mr. Kofi Ofosun Cancer, in 2017, September 26, 2017, he said that the police just said the president has not asked them to arrest Apiasere. At the time, Apiasere was arrested on some other matter. They have picked him up for questioning based on what he circulated on social media. Apparently, Apiasere went and circulated some information which they believe was not true. I don't think the president is interested in his arrest, but the police is an independent body just doing their work. Is the NIB not an independent body doing their work?
You
the police?
You mean the same Kofi?
The same person who has been arrested now
said this in 2017.
Yes, he said this in 2017.
Interesting.
You understand? You understand? So he said it in 2017. So what shows that today what is happening is because the president or any person in the government wants to intimidate. Nobody has that interest. Like I rightly said, there are key people and much more heavier and hefty people in the MPP that even this ones will be intimidated. So, wow, you have not been able to tell us on this platform what rights of Kofi Ofosun Cancer has been infringed or trampled upon. Number one, because he was given or granted access to a legal counsel. He was granted bail within 48 hours. He has not said he has been beaten or assaulted or manhandled.
Okay.
Nowhere has that been said.
Okay, so Doc, tell me this. How do you reconcile the position you have espoused now, which is that Kofi Ofosun Cancer was given access to his legal counsel? How do you reconcile that with what lawyer Bafwe J. Because I monitored him on some of the other platforms, and he kept saying that he didn't know where his client was. And that he's been calling everybody, he's been to BNI, he's been to CID, he's been to different places, and his client is not there. So he's in a total darkness as to where exactly, I mean proverbially, where his client is. How to reconcile that claim as against what you're telling us now?
That is what he said.
Yeah, that's what his claim.
Clearly, that is what he claims, and that's what he says. What if he went there and saw him, and for political expediency, he came out to say that he didn't see him?
Okay.
There cannot be any evidence to that effect. So it is his word against the word of BNI. Unfortunately, the BNI does not have a public relations outfit, which is something they may want to consider going forward, so that they can tell us, they can tell the people of Ghana exactly what actually happened. Because this is clearly a lawyer to a counsel, and I have every respect for him. But the point is that he did not even provide the evidence that indeed the client was not even there. NIB has also not spoken. But I believe that all these matters will be put in the right perspective in court. We cannot, on the basis of political expediency and political, playing to the gallery, make allegations we know we cannot substantiate. If you know you can substantiate, why? There shouldn't be any issue. I mean, I do not see this matter to be. I know that he cannot substantiate it. As I sit here, I know he cannot substantiate it in court. It was it's one of the things they say to put government in bad light without any evidence.
Right.
But the point is that the integrity of the scholarship secretariat and its leadership must be protected, so that people do not launch unnecessary spot shots at them just to create an impression as if something wrong is going on. Nothing wrong has gone on there.
So,
as I sit here, I don't know. And
yes,
I know that the facts will be laid clear when the issues are sent to court.
So Jifaguno?
Yes.
Is I think is the chief executive officer of the Accra Digital Center. Okay. So he posted something on his wall yesterday. Unfortunately, I tried to reach him for him to explain to me what exactly he meant. But perhaps when I read it, you would maybe be able to help us appreciate where Jifaguno is coming from. Perhaps you may be privy to the same information. So Jifaguno writes on his Facebook wall, and it says, breaking news. Following the arrest of Kofi Ofosun Cancer, he gave the investigators a chat on his phone with someone. Okay?
No, can you?
It says, so following the arrest of Kofi Ofosun Cancer, he gave the investigators a chat on his phone with somebody. So he gave his phone to the investigators and were reading a chat he had with somebody. Now, the investigators decided to detain him in order to conduct a search in his home and in order that he won't obstruct the investigation. Do you get it?
Yeah.
So first of all, when they got to his house, he gave a phone to them. They looked at a certain, conversation he had with somebody, and based on which they conducted further search. Now, he says the following items were found in his home. Okay. 5 scholarship award letters. 1 no objection letter on Ghana Scholarship Secretariat's letterhead.
In his home.
In his home. Signed by the former registrar, Dr. Kingsley Ajimai. Addressed to various universities in the UK.
In the UK.
Okay. There's also 4 affidavits of financial support with dependents forms, from University of Memphis, USA, endorsed by former Deputy Director of Admin Joseph Issa or Essa. Okay. Then there's 4 bond forms from GSS, the Secretariat, the Ghana Scholarship Secretariat. There's also amendment of scholarship letter from Michael Nkansa. So there's a 26th of the so he gives us a date and the things that transpire. 26th of November 2024, 3 award letters. 17th December 2024, 1 award letter. 8th October 2024, 1 award letter. 31st December 2024, no objection letter. Now, Jifa Gunu goes ahead to say, these items clearly show that Kofi Nkansa has been involved in scholarship matters. Clearly, these dates have nothing to do with 2025 scholarships. They were all scholarships in 2024. Okay, you know when he said the thing, the impression that was created was that it was happening only last year. So it says Manasseh and all those who question the arrest and detention should have waited for the NIB to talk,
to speak.
You know, and the reason why I'll read this because I know the rare privilege that Jifa Gunu has in terms of accessing information from this government because of the position that he holds. Of course, even in the position, he's put up a lot of information out there which he gets from a more authentic source. So that's why I'll read this. But I think quite clearly you haven't seen this. So I mean, all these things that we're seeing, all these documents and things that we're seeing in Kofi Ofosu Nkansa's home, as Jifa Gunu is telling us. Question would be, and so what? Do you get the point I'm making? I mean, you've seen all these things in his home. So does that make him a suspect of a crime or something? I'm not too sure why he put this one
That's
out.
why I told you that. Yes, I get it. That's why I told you that.
Award letters.
It depends on the information he went and gave the NIB.
Okay.
And the NIB will definitely take extra steps to get documentary evidence to ascertain whether or not there are some documents.
So this sort of buttresses the point you made.
Exactly.
Okay.
Exactly. And I'm saying that, and unfortunately the BNI does not have probably didn't have for them to even communicate with exactly what. But when it comes to scholarship racketeering, we know what happened under the MPP. And I do not even want to go into the details. In fact, the current registrar of the Scholarship Secretariat has actually taken steps and sent necessary documentations to security agencies for further investigation, and if there is a need for any prosecution, it will be done. There's no doubt about it. And so I'm surprised the MPP now suddenly wants to create parallels and create an impression that what they did when they were in government, some is happening under the NDC. I do not think that that is certainly happening. And they should be the last people to talk about scholarship racketeering. Because they are the foremost proponents. They are evidence to it, for which reason Scholarship Secretariat has sent those documents to security agencies. But the fundamental point must be made that on every account, at every step of the way, Kofi Ofosu Nkansa has not been denied legal representation. He has access to legal representation. His rights have not been trampled upon, and I know that this matter will be brought to its logical conclusion.
Okay. All right.
Jifa Gunu is not a credible person in this.
Okay.
Because when Kofi Ofosu Nkansa went to NIB, Jifa Gunu was the first to publish that he has been picked up by NIB.
Right.
Some of us on social media ask him, where was he picked up? Who picked him up and so on. That was the first day Kofi Ofosu Nkansa went to the place. He works with conjecture and gossips. That's what Jifa Gunu works with. He doesn't work with the NIB. He doesn't work with the NIB. And even in this case, after Kofi Ofosu Nkansa left the place, he brought in a press release to say that indeed he was not picked up. He indeed went there with his lawyer and he was questioned and discharged. But Jifa Gunu painted the picture that he was picked up. The post is still there. So if he is coming with these things, I only take it with a pinch of salt because he's not really an authority in getting credible information. If it is Felix Kwacho Fosu, he's the Minister for Government Communication, or Shamima Muslim. They are people, when they post things on social, because this is not the first time Jifagunu is posting things that we have discredited him with facts and figures. That is one. Two is that he says that he has not really been given his rights were not trampled upon. He went there with his lawyer on Tuesday morning. When you got there, they said they wanted to pick him to his house to do something. They went to the house, they brought him back and denied him access to the lawyer again. So the following morning, and you are telling me that his rights were not trampled upon. So the lawyer had to cry out in the evening and say that, I don't know where my client is. I went with him. They picked him and sent him to his house, that they wanted to find out if there are some evidence in the house. After that, he was denied access to his lawyer. He was denied access to his family members. So that is when we are saying that his rights were trampled upon. That is two. The third one is that you read something from Kofi Ofosun Cancer. In 2017, Apia Stadium said that the president smokes weed at that time. Then the police arrested him without any complainant. Dr. Mustafa Hamid, Minister for Information, brought in a release before even Kofi Ofosun Cancer brought this down. And this is the release. Arrest of Frank Kwaku Appiah. The president's attention has been drawn to the arrest of one Frank Kwaku Appiah, popularly called Appiah Stadium, for spreading lies about him, the president. His Excellency Nanado wishes to state that he is not interested in pursuing the matter in the because the issues he's not interested in pursuing the matter in issue since same was ruled upon by the National Media Commission on February 6, 2025. The following series of publications in pro-NDC newspapers making similar claims. Lawyers for then candidate Akufo-Addo then took these newspapers, namely the Lahaji newspaper, Enquirer, Informer, Ghanaian Lens, and Daily Post, to the NMC to afford them the opportunity to substantiate the claims. They failed to do so, following which the NMC asked them to retract and apologize. The president is therefore convinced that the right-thinking Ghanaians recognize that Appiah Stadium is merely reciting from an NDC propaganda book which has since been discredited. This is Dr. Mustafa Hamid. These are two distinct cases. One is that the police saw an audio and arrested him. Then the president's attention was drawn and he said he's not interested. This one, according to the NIB, it is the secretary to the president, Dr. Kalistus Mahama, who reported. So there's I'm coming. Hold on. When you were talking, I was just quiet. Okay. I'm saying that there are two distinct cases. One is that the police saw an audio and they chanced on the audio and arrested Appiah Stadium. Then Dr. Mustafa Hamid, the information minister, then issued a statement to say that the president's attention, because it went viral, people said Appiah Stadium has been arrested for attacking president, for insulting President Akufo-Addo and so on. He said, oh, my attention has been drawn to these things. The police should leave him. And that was how they discontinued the case. It was not processed before court, nothing happened. But in this case, when Kofi Ofosu went on that Thursday, they told him that it is Dr. Kalistus Mahama who has reported that you should come and substantiate your allegations. These are two distinct cases. I've seen your people posting these things on social media. Don't be dwelling on social media. Just do your research. Then when you come on a serious platform like this, you put the issues out. I've seen that their people, their social media people are saying that this is what Kofi Ofosu wrote and so on. He wrote it after a message came from the president that the president is not even pursuing anything because this is something that he pursued in 2015 and it was dealt with. So even if he recited back, Ghanaians know that it is not true. So leave him. So these are two distinct cases. So you don't even, they don't even gel. What I'm saying is that Kofi Ofosun Cancer had made some allegations. And if you sit here and
before you even get there, I'm trying to understand something. You know, I see two issues here.
Yes.
One has to do with the initiator of what we're seeing today,
yes.
i.e., how did we get here? Kofi Ofosu makes certain comments. Kalistu says, find out from him, get some more information from him, so investigate him. That's one.
Yes.
And in the case of Apia Stadium, quite clearly, it wasn't something that came from the presidency, because the same presidency is through Mustafa Ahmed says,
no, we are not interested.
Let him go.
Yes.
But I think the point that Dr. Samaye made earlier had to do with what Kofi Ofosu in Kansas principal stance was as far as how state institutions operate.
Yes.
Okay?
Yes.
And Kofi Ofosu in Kansas statement back then in 2017 was to suggest that, look, if the CID, NIB, whoever is going after people, these are independent state institutions that are doing their work. So let them do their work.
Simple. That's true. Simple.
And he sought to ask the question, what has changed? If in the past, someone could. So what he's saying is that if in the past, these state institutions are independent, how then have they today become, how come today they cease to be independent? I think that's the question he's asking. Where lies the consistency?
Exactly. Okay, so
it's
none
really
of us, including the minority, are saying that his invitation was wrong.
Okay.
When you read, no one is saying that the NIB shouldn't do their work. Even my submission here, I said they have the right to invite him.
They are intimidating him.
They have the right to invite him. I mentioned it. They have the right to invite him. The statements by almost everyone in the minority today is saying that they have the right to invite him. But for them to deny him access to his counsel, send him to an unknown location that we didn't know. Then in the morning they said they will deny him bail and send him to court. Just after an interview, they called back and said, we are now granting him interview. That is the process that we are against. Not the arrest. I mentioned that even if the police had arrested him, that would have been
But
okay.
did you in your public commentary sought to rope in elements of this government as being behind what was happening?
Yes, but the secretary to the president is the one who did that, according to the NIB.
Okay.
So
it is on that basis.
On that basis
that you think that perhaps the
president is involved. What I said,
no, again, not the involvement of the president, but the fact that this was initiated by Callistus Mahama for you, then suggest or mean that the treatment which was meted out to Kofi Ofunsa has the unseen hands of the government.
Yeah, because
that's where you're coming from.
That was why they even told the lawyer that it was an order from above that they should retain him and send him to court.
You mean detain him?
Detain him. Yes, detain him and send him to court today. Okay. And that's what I said. You see, they are still on a campaign mood.
Right.
You mentioned that there were bribery, corruption in scholarship secretariat and so on. Asafaje went to UTV and Onshira FM made allegations. From then up to today, we've not heard anything from them. We had to decentralize the scholarship secretariat to the extent that a lot of the NDC people got opportunity under us. Dr. Srimsai, who is now an appointee, Deputy Attorney General, got the scholarship under the former scholarship secretariat boss. He didn't pay a dime for that. The man who is now at Bank of Ghana from UCC, Dr. What's the name? This is my friend from the finance man. You interview him a lot. Gachi was also a beneficiary of the scholarship from our time, because we had to decentralize it to every district. And that is the basis that you were able to really put out the document, the bill, to send to Parliament and still continue what we had done. Even though that time it was not backed by any document. But we felt that, yes, what we did was novel and it was also beneficial. So now there's a bill that was sent to Parliament to say that indeed, let's decentralize it and make sure that everyone gets opportunity regardless of where you come from and so on. We did this during our time. If anyone has done anything wrong, why do you have to still pay lip service to it when you are in government for more than a year? Those that you have mentioned, they are still working scot-free. Look at the number of people that Okujetua Blakwa said in the oral report that they are liable and Ghana will be able to retrieve 20-something billion dollars. As we speak, even one city had not been retrieved. And they are still making noise and telling us that we're corrupt and so on, when really the officers are still working freely. For the last 1 year, you didn't even charge him. You didn't, invitations are there, but the former Scholarship Secretariat Board is still a member of parliament and is doing his lawful duties.
Okay.
When we went for our the People's Forum, we went to his constituency. We invited him in Achimakoko, and he was part of that process. Okay. He did nothing wrong. And if you think he has done anything wrong, you can process him before court so that he can substantiate it.
All right, Doc.
Moro, thank you very much. First of all, it must be put on record that Awal has spoken for several minutes, but has not been able to tell us exactly what rights of Kofi Ofosun Kansa has been infringed or trampled upon. That must be put on record. He has not been able to do that for all the minutes that he has spoken.
Oh, but I told you.
Oh, please, let me keep quiet. Let me talk. When I was talking, when you were talking, I was quiet. That point has been made, that he has not been able to adduce any evidence whatsoever that the rights of Kofi Ofosun Kansa has been trampled upon. Number two, he claimed that his lawyers do not have access to Kofi Ofosun Kansa. Meanwhile, the man has been granted bail yesterday. How is a person granted bail when his lawyers have not been involved? When we all know that before a man is even granted bail, sometimes his lawyers even ask for bail term to be given. So where was his lawyers when all those bail negotiations and agreements were being made? And so it is not true.
No, you don't understand the issue.
Let me make my point. No, you
don't understand. Because if you understand it, you get to know that he was arrested on Tuesday and was denied his lawyers and was sent to unknown location. And it was on Wednesday when they went to the BNI that they got access to him.
Meanwhile, when the person was invited, he actually went to his lawyers.
Yes. And they took him away from his lawyers.
Let me talk.
Okay,
let me talk. When he was going, he went to his lawyers. You are merely reciting the commentary of a lawyer who has an interest in a person who is being investigated.
The newspaper report corroborated it.
So let me make my point. These are all stories that people are making. I mean, are just saying around.
We don't believe the newspaper.
The BNI, they are close to the power to engage in their investigations and all other matters that are required in this matter.
Okay.
And so merely coming to sit on this platform to say that, oh, his lawyer says he has been denied, it is not true. And cannot hold any substantial, argument. It's not true.
Okay.
The man was investigated, arrested, his place was, searched and what have you. He has gone through the processes. He has been granted bail. Since he was granted bail, he has not said that he has been beaten or manhandled, or he has never said anything. So you cannot sit here and say that merely because he has been arrested means that his rights have been trampled upon. When throughout all the processes, his lawyers have been involved, he went to the place of his lawyers and what have you. So his lawyer goes to somewhere and makes a claim that he has been denied access to his client. Then you come and sit here and say that because the lawyer is saying that, it means it's true. It's not true. And you know that it is not true. However, you know it's not true. So clearly. And I want to make the point that now he decided to shift the goalpost and say that they are not saying anything. Meanwhile, when you were talking, you said that he has been intimidated. You make that claim that he has just been intimidated. How does a report or a direction from the President's Executive Secretary to NIB to investigate the matter constitute intimidation? How? When President Kufuor told you to write a letter for them to investigate President Mahama on the Airbus matter, which matter President Mahama was vindicated and exonerated, was that letter an intimidatory letter?
You're confused.
Did that letter constitute intimidation? So clearly, you don't have a point. You don't have a point. The issues or the allegations made by Kofi Ofosun Kansa are serious allegations. If you don't know, let me tell you. Because they border on the integrity of scholarship secretariat.
Okay.
And this is an institution that awards scholarship to many people. And so, all seriousness must be attached. And he lowered the argument to say that Prof. Gachi and Dr. Srim Sai all
were beneficiaries of
all
scholarships.
Yes. And so for that reason, doesn't show that they also paid money. Have the scholarship secretariat told you that Prof. Gachi paid money?
But you were saying that our time, this is what we've been doing. That's why I told you that.
You are just being simplistic with the argument. And you are not listening to the point I'm making. Merely because a few people have gotten scholarship without paying, it doesn't mean that others did not pay. It doesn't mean so. The registrar of the scholarship secretariat has told you that he has seen, and he believed that there were some collusion and what have you that happened in the scholarship secretariat. There were some racketeering and some scholarships that were given without merit. And he is of the considered view that some influence and inducement came in for the awards of the scholarship. And for that matter, he has referred the matter to the necessary institutions and security investigative agencies to take up the matter. Now you come and sit here and say that because a few people have also got a scholarship, and are we suggesting that the people? What kind of simplistic argument is this? So, Moro, it is not true. Due process has been observed here. He is not the first person who has been invited by NID. I can tell you that even the Attorney General, the current Attorney General, when the MPP came into power, he was investigated.
Okay.
The current Energy Minister was investigated. Dr. Atufosin, he went through the processes in court and was acquitted and discharged. President Mama himself availed himself for investigation. He told us that he has told all his appointees to avail themselves for investigation. They are key people in this country in the NDC who were all investigated and came clean. And so if you make allegations and you are invited and investigated and sent to court, you cannot come and sit on a platform and say that because of that you are being intimidated because you were a member of the MPP. Other than that, President Kufuor will also be investigated because he is a bigger MPP member than Kofi Fosun-Kalsa. So there is no basis for the argument that Wal is making. And I know that nobody has any interest. He'll go through the process. If at the end of the day, he is found to have just peddled false information to deceive the public and to cause fear and panic in the public, the laws will deal with him. If at the end of the day he is able to substantiate his claim, I believe that he will be left off the hook and he will have the opportunity to go to his house and enjoy his meal. So clearly there is no basis for the allegations.
All right, so let's move on. I don't want us to litigate this matter for the rest of the day. We still have quite a number of issues to look at. So you're watching Good Morning Ghana on the Metro Television. Please stay with us. This is the show. It's we're going all the way to 9:55. My name is Aldo Moro, and the show is also live on 94.1 FM on your radio dial, and it's crystal clear. So when you tune in, you would hear everything that we're saying here. Please stay with us. This is Good Morning Ghana.
Changing, so should you. If you're dreaming, don't be afraid. And in the valleys, keep your head up high. Dare to dream with Puma drinks. Puma. Yeah, believe it, you can achieve. Puma. Oh yeah, clap your hands for the whole new vibe. Make we start the bliss. Oh yeah, come alive. Let me hear you.
Puma drinks, a whole new vibe. Another quality product from Casa Precon.
This advert is FDA approved.
The festive season is here again, and your most preferred estate partner is giving you 25% discount on land sale. Yes, for our Bronya Asase promo, Estate Masters is offering this massive discount for outright purchases. This includes free indenture, free site plan, and a free site visit. So what are you waiting for? Rush now and secure a plot of land while it is still hot. Reach out to us using the numbers below or visit our website at www.estatemastersgh.com. Estate Masters, your most preferred estate partner.
This is a chance of a lifetime. My opportunity. Your opportunity. Let's build Ghana together.
Come on.